What if I told you the reason you're still struggling financially is because you've been praying the wrong way your entire life? What if asking God for money is actually pushing wealth further away from you? And what if the world's most financially successful spiritual minds never ask for money at all, but for something far more powerful? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could completely change how money flows into your life. Most people grow up believing that money is something you directly ask for, chase, or hope to receive. When they struggle financially, their instinct is simple. I need money, so I'll pray for money. It feels logical, almost automatic. But there is a deeper truth that many successful individuals understand. Money is not the starting point. It is the outcome. It is not the cause. It is the effect. Think about any successful person you admire. Their wealth didn't appear out of nowhere. It came as a result of something they developed over time. Skills, discipline, ideas, persistence, or the ability to solve problems. These are the real sources. Money simply followed. When you focus only on money, you're focusing on the surface, not the foundation. It's like wanting a harvest without planting seeds. You can wish for fruit all day long, but without roots, nothing will grow. In the same way, asking only for money ignores the systems and qualities that actually produce it. This mindset can also quietly trap you. When your attention is fixed on money as the goal, you begin to measure everything by what you lack. You notice bills, debts, limitations. You start thinking, I don't have enough. And the more you repeat that thought, the more it shapes your actions. You hesitate. You play small. You avoid risks. Without realizing it, you block the very opportunities that could change your situation. But when you shift your focus to the source, your mindset, your abilities, your habits, everything begins to change. Instead of asking, how can I get money? You start asking, how can I become more valuable? That single shift transforms the way you think and act. Value is what the world rewards. If you can solve problems, people will pay you. If you can create something useful, people will support you. If you can lead, build, teach, or innovate, money becomes a natural byproduct of your contribution. It stops being something you chase and starts becoming something you generate. Consider this. Two people are in the same situation, both needing financial improvement. One keeps focusing on money, constantly wishing for it, worrying about it, and waiting for it. The other focuses on learning a new skill, improving their mindset, building discipline, and taking action every day. Over time, their paths will separate dramatically, not because one was luckier, but because one worked on the cause while the other stayed focused on the effect. Another important aspect is control. Money can come and go. It can be lost, spent, or taken away. But the ability to create money, that's something entirely different. When you develop the skills and mindset that produce wealth, you gain something far more powerful than money itself. You gain independence. You gain confidence. You gain the ability to rebuild no matter what happens. This is why focusing on the source is so important. It puts the power back in your hands. Instead of hoping for external change, you begin creating internal change. And once that internal shift happens, external results are only a matter of time. In the end, money is like a shadow. If you chase the shadow, it keeps moving away. But if you turn toward the light, your growth, your value, your purpose, the shadow naturally follows you. Most people believe that if they want to improve their financial life, the first thing they should ask for is more money. It seems obvious. Money solves problems, pays bills, creates comfort, but there is a deeper and far more powerful approach. Instead of asking for wealth directly, ask for wisdom, because wisdom is the force that creates, protects, and multiplies wealth over time. Money without wisdom is fragile. It can come quickly, but it can disappear just as fast. We've all seen examples of people who suddenly receive large amounts of money through luck, inheritance, or opportunity, yet end up losing it. Why does that happen? Because they had the result without the foundation. They had the money, but not the thinking required to manage it, grow it, or sustain it. Wisdom, on the other hand, changes the way you see the world. It sharpens your judgment. It helps you recognize what truly matters and what doesn't. When you begin to develop wisdom, you start making decisions that align with long-term success instead of short-term pleasure. You stop reacting impulsively and start acting intentionally. Imagine facing a financial opportunity. Without wisdom, you might rush into it based on emotion, excitement, fear of missing out, or desperation. But with wisdom, you pause, you evaluate, you ask the right questions, you consider risks, timing, and consequences. That one moment of thoughtful decision-making can be the difference between gain and loss. Wisdom also helps you avoid costly mistakes. Many financial struggles are not caused by a lack of opportunity, but by poor decisions repeated over time. Spending without thinking, investing without understanding, trusting the wrong people, these patterns drain resources. But when you ask for wisdom, you begin to break those patterns. You become more aware, more careful, and more strategic. Another powerful aspect of wisdom is that it reveals opportunities that others cannot see. Opportunities are everywhere, but not everyone recognizes them. Two people can be in the same environment, yet one sees potential while the other sees nothing. The difference is not luck, it's perception. Wisdom trains your mind to look deeper, to connect ideas, to spot gaps that can be turned into value. When you consistently make wise decisions, small advantages begin to compound. One good choice leads to another. You save a little more, invest a little smarter, avoid unnecessary risks, and gradually build momentum. Over time, these small decisions create significant financial growth. It may not feel dramatic in the beginning, but it is steady and sustainable. Wisdom also brings patience, which is essential for real wealth. Many people want quick results. They chase shortcuts, get-rich-quick schemes, and instant gratification. But true financial success rarely works that way. It requires time, consistency, and trust in the process. Wisdom allows you to stay focused even when results are not immediate. It helps you understand that building something meaningful takes effort and persistence. There is also a sense of control that comes with wisdom. When you rely only on money, you feel dependent on external circumstances. But when you rely on wisdom, you feel empowered. Even if you lose money, you know you can rebuild because you understand how it works. You trust your ability to make better decisions moving forward. In the end, asking for wisdom is asking for the root, not the fruit. It is choosing to develop the inner qualities that naturally lead to outer success. Money may solve problems in the moment, but wisdom prevents those problems from returning. When you prioritize wisdom, wealth stops being something uncertain or temporary. It becomes something you can create, manage, and grow with confidence again and again. Discipline is one of the most underestimated forces behind financial success, yet it is often the deciding factor between those who struggle and those who build lasting prosperity. Many people believe that wealth comes from big opportunities, luck, or talent, but in reality, it is consistency driven by discipline that quietly shapes outcomes over time. At its core, discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is showing up when motivation fades. It is staying committed when results are not immediate. And this is exactly why it attracts prosperity, because most people simply don't have it. Think about how money is usually lost. It's rarely because of one massive mistake. Instead, it slips away through small, repeated actions: overspending, procrastinating, avoiding responsibilities, or giving up too soon. These behaviors are not about intelligence or opportunity. They are about a lack of discipline. Without discipline, even the best opportunities can be wasted. Now consider the opposite. A disciplined person doesn't rely on feelings, they follow structure. They create habits that support their goals. They manage their time, their energy, and their resources carefully. Even if they start with very little, their consistency begins to compound. Small savings grow, small efforts turn into skills, small actions lead to bigger opportunities. Discipline also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, you begin to trust your own ability to execute. This self-trust is powerful. It gives you confidence to take on bigger challenges, knowing that you won't quit halfway. At the same time, others start to see you as reliable. In business and financial life, reliability is extremely valuable. People prefer to work with those who are consistent, not those who are unpredictable. Another important aspect of discipline is delayed gratification. This is the ability to resist immediate pleasure in order to achieve a greater reward in the future. Financially, this might mean saving instead of spending, investing instead of consuming, or working on your goals instead of choosing comfort. While this can feel difficult in the moment, it creates a massive advantage over time. Most people choose what feels good now. Disciplined people choose what will be good later. And that single difference creates completely different lives. Discipline also helps you stay focused in a world full of distractions. Every day there are countless things competing for your attention. Social media, entertainment, unnecessary worries. Without discipline, it's easy to lose hours, days, even years without meaningful progress. But when you develop discipline, you learn to protect your focus. You prioritize what truly matters, and you invest your time where it brings the highest return. There will always be moments when things feel slow or difficult. Results may not come as quickly as you expect. This is where discipline becomes even more important. It keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears. It reminds you that success is not built in moments of excitement, but in long periods of quiet, consistent effort. Over time, discipline creates a powerful cycle. Your consistent actions lead to small results. Those results build confidence. That confidence strengthens your discipline even more, and as this cycle continues, your growth accelerates. What once felt difficult becomes normal. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable. In the end, discipline is what turns potential into reality. It bridges the gap between knowing and doing. Many people know what they should do to improve their financial situation, but very few actually follow through consistently. That's why discipline attracts prosperity. Not because it is flashy or dramatic, but because it is reliable. It ensures that no matter where you start, you keep moving forward, and eventually that steady movement leads to success. The way we think about money has a profound impact on our ability to attract it. One of the most powerful shifts anyone can make is moving from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. Many people struggle financially, not because they don't have opportunities or skills, but because their thoughts and beliefs are focused on scarcity. They constantly worry about not having enough, fear loss, and measure life through limitations. This way of thinking creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you focus on expands. When your attention is on lack, lack becomes the dominant force in your life. A mindset of lack keeps you trapped in fear and hesitation. When you are always thinking about what you don't have, you become risk-averse. You avoid opportunities because they feel uncertain. You undervalue your abilities because you assume you cannot compete. You might even sabotage your own success, believing deep down that you are undeserving or that resources are finite and limited. This constant internal dialogue quietly shapes your actions, decisions, and habits, often without you even realizing it. On the other hand, an abundance mindset flips the entire perspective. It is not about ignoring reality or pretending resources are infinite. It is about seeing potential, focusing on opportunities, and believing that your actions can create positive outcomes. When you operate from abundance, your energy shifts from fear to creativity. You start noticing possibilities where others see obstacles. You begin to act boldly because you trust that your efforts will produce results. You take calculated risks, invest in growth, and pursue opportunities with confidence rather than hesitation. An abundance mindset also changes how you interact with others. People with scarcity thinking see life as a zero-sum game. If someone else succeeds, it means there is less for them. This creates envy, resentment, and closed-off behavior, which limits collaboration and networking. Those with an abundance mindset, however, understand that success is not finite. There is plenty to go around. This perspective opens doors, encourages generosity, and attracts relationships that can multiply your resources and opportunities. Money and success often flow to those who are open, collaborative, and solution-oriented, rather than fearful and closed. Another critical aspect of abundance thinking is the way it influences your actions over time. When you believe in scarcity, you might hoard resources, procrastinate on investments, or avoid stepping into positions of responsibility because you fear failure. Conversely, when you think in terms of abundance, you are willing to put in the work, take risks, and invest in yourself and your ideas. You understand that even if some things don't work out perfectly, the process itself creates growth and new opportunities. Abundance encourages persistence, creativity, and resilience, the qualities that compound into financial success. Moreover, an abundance mindset attracts opportunities that scarcity thinking cannot even see. When your focus is on growth, solutions, and potential, Your mind is constantly scanning for possibilities. You recognize trends, gaps in the market, and paths that others overlook. This heightened awareness allows you to act decisively when chances appear, while those focused on lack remain paralyzed by fear or doubt. Finally, moving from scarcity to abundance is not just about money, it transforms your entire life. It changes how you approach relationships, challenges, and personal development. Abundance thinking builds confidence, courage, and creativity. It allows you to give more freely because you trust that your efforts and contributions will return to you multiplied. Over time, this mindset shift leads to a life where resources, opportunities, and wealth are no longer something you chase desperately. They become a natural outcome of how you think, act, and interact with the world. By embracing an abundance mindset, you stop focusing on limitations and start focusing on potential. You align your thoughts, actions, and beliefs with growth, opportunity, and creation. This shift doesn't just improve your finances, it transforms the way you experience life itself, creating a magnet for prosperity in every area. Becoming the kind of person that money naturally follows is a principle that is often overlooked, yet it is one of the most powerful secrets behind the success of wealthy individuals. Many people think wealth is a matter of luck, opportunity, or timing, but in reality, money is drawn to value, and value is created by the kind of person you become. If you want financial abundance, the first step is not to chase money, it is to become someone who generates it effortlessly through character, skills, and mindset. The first element of this transformation is skill. So, highly successful people dedicate themselves to developing skills that are rare, in demand, and useful. They invest in themselves through education, practice, and experience. The more valuable your skills are, the more people are willing to pay for them. Money is attracted to those who can solve problems, create opportunities, and deliver results that others cannot. A person who constantly improves and hones their abilities becomes a magnet for financial resources because the world recognizes their value. Next is mindset. The way you think shapes the way you act, and the way you act shapes the results you produce. A person who believes they can create solutions, overcome obstacles, and grow continuously will approach opportunities differently than someone who doubts their own potential. Confidence, clarity, and resilience are all qualities that draw opportunities, and therefore money toward you. Wealthy individuals often credit their mindset as the key factor behind their success, not luck or external factors. They see challenges as chances to grow rather than threats, and this perspective allows them to move boldly where others hesitate. Character also plays a crucial role. Integrity, reliability, and trustworthiness are qualities that attract collaboration, partnerships, and opportunities. People prefer to do business with those they can rely on. When you become someone who consistently delivers on promises, keeps commitments, and treats others fairly, doors open naturally. Money flows toward those whose reputation signals competence and trust, because transactions are not just about products or services, they are about confidence in the person delivering them. Another critical factor is initiative. People who create wealth take action before they are ready or before others believe it is possible. They do not wait for luck or perfect timing. They identify opportunities and take steps, even small ones, to make progress. Initiative signals to the world that you are proactive, capable, and willing to act. Opportunities, partnerships, and financial rewards naturally gravitate toward those who demonstrate this energy consistently. Consistency is the final piece. Becoming the kind of person money follows is not a one-time effort, it is a lifestyle. Small, disciplined actions repeated over time compound into extraordinary results. Whether it is daily learning, networking, saving, investing, or creating, the person who consistently works on themselves accumulates advantages that others cannot match. Over time, these actions create momentum, and momentum attracts wealth because it demonstrates reliability, growth, and capacity to generate results. It is important to understand that this approach shifts the focus from chasing money to becoming the type of person who produces value. Money is not just currency, it is a reflection of the impact you create in the world. When you focus on increasing your abilities, improving your mindset, building trust, taking initiative, and acting consistently, you naturally align yourself with the conditions that generate financial abundance. Ultimately, money does not follow wishful thinking. It follows people who are prepared, capable of creating impact. By prioritizing personal growth, skill development, strong character, initiative, and consistency, you transform into a person who does not need to chase wealth. It comes to you. This is the fundamental principle behind why some people seem to attract success effortlessly. They became the kind of person money cannot resist.